welcome guys. Episode number 1. I know this is something new on the block. This is Diggin Sports. I want to see what we can dig up today on the first episode. Y'all be able to, set your chair back, and get ready to go because we're gonna have some fun here today. All right. Today, what we're gonna dig up is the college football season that's ahead of us. I know we got a good one coming. So we're going to look at 15 games that I'm going to pick out that I really want to see this year, and I'm going to keep my eyes on. All right, so starting in week 1, what I want to look at, one of the top games I want to look at is because these guys never really play. This is a game you just don't see every day. I'm talking about Florida Gators and the Utah Utes. I think this is going to be an incredible game. And the reason I say that is because Florida don't know who they are. They might be an SEC team, but they don't know who they are right now. They don't know what they're doing. They lost a quarterback. They're having to rely on the new guy, Anthony Richardson. Yeah, he played last year, but what's that mean? He didn't play much, And then you got that defense. I feel like they're, it's a dumpster fire, dude, in Jacksonville or Gainesville, and it's going to be a mess. And Utah is coming into this game, Pac-12 champions. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. Yes, 88,545 people at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. Going to be crazy loud, ready to get the season started, and it's going to affect Utah in the beginning. It will, but I'm telling you, Utah is going to find that groove, and they're just going to keep plucking at that Florida Gators defense, and they're going to lay down, And Utah is going to come out of Gainesville, Florida, with a win, in my opinion. Also in week 1, I want to look at is Ohio State versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame's coming to town. Notre Dame's got a really good squad out there. So does Ohio State. This is going to be a battle of who wants it more. Does Notre Dame want it more or does Ohio State want it more? And this is... Ohio State has some great playmakers, a great quarterback, and C.J. Stroud, a Heisman hopeful. Ohio State has a lot of things lining up for them to win this game, so kind of leaning toward Ohio State in this game. I haven't really made up my mind 100%, but I'm leaning toward Ohio State. I think they just got something. They're going to get something clicking, and they're going to get something clicking early. And when they need that defense, the defense is going to step up and make a play. And I truly believe that. So that's what I'm kind of looking toward. Also, another game in week 1 that I am wanting to look at is the defending national champions, Georgia Bulldogs. 41 years ago. Until now, in 2022, the Georgia Bulldogs are national champions, so now they got to come into this season. What do they do? How do they come out? Are they going to come out strong? Are they going to come out slow? They're going to have a chip on their shoulder? What's going to happen? In my opinion, everybody has their opinions. And you guys, Georgia don't get me wrong, Georgia has a great team. They do. But Georgia's going to come out slow. I just feel that way. Something tells me that they're going to come out slow in this game. Oregon is going to come out with a chip on their shoulder, feeling like they have Georgia right where they want them. Yeah, it's still in Atlanta. But they're going to feel like they can handle Georgia. They're going to feel that way, and they're going to come out with a chip on their shoulder. And they're going to give everything that they can to give to Georgia for the, probably first 2 quarters. I give them the 2 quarters. And also, you got Dan Lanning. Dan Lanning knows Georgia. Been there. He knows what to expect. Maybe Will they switch it up on him? I'd hope so. You know, you don't want to keep the same thing that he knows, because he's going to be able to pick you apart on that. So, you know, a lot of things could happen. A lot of things could transpire. But second half, Georgia steamrolls. Georgia just plows ahead. They get up on Oregon, and they just don't let up. That's what's going to happen in the second half. Georgia will find that groove that they had last year, and they will plow ahead. So give me Georgia in week 1. Also, in week 1, I also want to look at the West Virginia at Pitt game. I think this is a big game for both of these colleges. Both of these colleges want to be something, and they're going to fight and they're going to brawl. This goes back to when this game used to happen a lot. This was the backyard brawl. This was, you know, two colleges just getting after each other. They wanted to prove their dominance. And that's what's going to happen in this game. They're kind of in that same boat kind of mentality. You know, 2 transfer quarterbacks for each team. This is going to be one of those games, man, that I'm telling you, you're going to want to turn the TV on and you're going to want to see. So tune in week 1. I think this is a Thursday night kick, September 1st. So definitely turn your TVs on this one, because this is probably going to be a nail biter. This is going to come down to the end. You know, I believe that. Pitt lost some players. They lost Jordan Addison. He went out west to USC. But you know, that's kind of how it is. You know, you're just going to have to find a way to just keep plowing ahead, man. Keep going. So that's the way it is. Also in weeks, moving ahead to week 2, I want to look at is Alabama at Texas. This is a game you don't see a lot. It doesn't happen a whole lot, so this is a game that you might want to watch. You might want to watch and see what transpires, and so I don't necessarily think Texas is going to win this game. No.
Where's it at?
But will they compete? It's in Texas. And another thing is that I feel like is playing against Texas is the time of the kick. The time of the kick is at 12. It's an early kick, but maybe you can get this early kick, and you can catch Alabama off guard. Maybe they stay up. Maybe they stay up partying. Okay, they stay up partying. Oh, we ain't got to worry about this game. It's just Texas. Where's Texas been in years and years and years? Yeah, maybe they'll stay up partying. Then you got them early kick. Maybe you can get after it. Maybe you can catch some guys off guard. Maybe that will happen. And so definitely a game to you know set your alarms. Get up to. That's going to be a good one. To look at. So also in week 2, I want to look at Florida State and LSU. This is my opinion. I think LSU has a pretty good squad. They're decent. I've watched my fair share of YouTube, and a lot of talk on LSU. A lot of talk, but I'm kind of in the boat that this is just talk. I don't think this is legit. I think that they're still trying to find their identity, and same thing for FSU. They're trying to find their identity as well. So these two guys, I feel like, could be in the same boat. They're trying to find their identities and trying to put together a decent football season. So I think this is a game you might want to tune into as well. So I would look into that game. in week 2.
Even?
Huh?
You got it pretty even?
I got it pretty even. I think it's going to be neck and neck. I think this could go into the fourth quarter. This could be decided by a field goal. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's kind of where my head is with that one. I'm gonna shift around on you. Not really necessarily big games that stick out to me week 3 and week 4, but in week 5 I do have a couple games. I have Notre Dame and BYU. This is in Las Vegas, guys. This could get crazy. A lot of crazy things happen in Vegas, and y'all know the saying: "What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas." So things can get a little wild here in Vegas, and
keep your chin strap buckled up.
I think Notre Dame squeaks this one out. I do, but BYU, let's not forget, that's a very experienced team. They have some guys out there that's been there a while. Like I said, they're experienced. Notre Dame, not so much. But they do have playmakers, and I think they'll squeeze it out in Vegas. But don't count your chickens before they hatch. I could be wrong on this one. BYU could come out steamrolling with that experienced team. We'll see on that one. I'm excited to see it. Also in week 5, I want to look at NC State at Clemson. This was a game last year that I think really broke the hearts of the Clemson Tigers last year. They were on the road. They played at NC State, and they got beat. I feel like they was in a boat that they didn't feel like they should have lost this game. And I feel like that really was the turning point of the season last year. So now the question is, can they rewrite that wrong and come back out and ready to play and ready to take down this NC State Wolfpack? Because I'm going to tell you what, they're going to come in and they're going to be ready to play just like they did last year. But another thing for Clemson, they're going to be 81,000 strong in Memorial Stadium. You best believe that. They're going to have the crowd behind them. That's a given. And NC State better be ready for that, because if they're not, it's a blowout. I got a blowout if NC State comes out staggering. They do that, it's over. It's a blowout. Clemson's going to steamroll you. You're done. But I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. I think NC State can hang around. I think they can.
If they can.
In week 6, I'm looking at Texas A&M and Alabama. This is another game that the team thought they shouldn't have lost, but they did. Welcome to the factor of the 12th man at Aggie Stadium. Because let me tell you, last year, buddy, it was rocking. That place was rocking. Now, it's flipped. Now you can best believe Bryant-Denny Stadium is going to do just the same, if not more, with 101,821 screaming fans for the Tide. Is going to be right behind those guys, ready for them to rewrite that wrong from last year. But pump the brakes, guys. Pump the brakes. Texas A&M has some really good recruits. Been recruiting very well. I don't know why they haven't had these 9 and 10 win seasons like they should have had in years past. Jimbo Fisher's been there a while. Come on, man, it's time. It's time for you to start getting some big quality wins. You got one last year.
Put them together.
But you got to put them together. You got to keep it going. And I just feel like they haven't got there yet. But could this be the year? Could they finally do it? Could they finally put it together? We'll see. Let's see. I'm also looking at a Week 7 game with also Alabama and this flag behind me. I love the Tennessee Volunteers. That's a given. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. I'm not going to be biased by any means. I just love my Volunteers. I always have. I always will.
Through the bad times, the good times.
Tennessee versus Alabama. And I will be sure to post some videos on the channel because guess what? I will be one of these 102,455 people in Neyland Stadium. I will be there behind the Tennessee Volunteers ready to go.
Well,
I'm ready for this. This is a big game. I hope and pray we come in and we smack them. We smack them right in the mouth. Right from the get-go. Let's get it going. Let's get that offense going. But I'm going to go and pump brakes on myself. Tennessee has a very good offense, but Alabama is a very, very complete team. Offense, defense. That's something Tennessee struggled in. They've struggled with the defense. When they need a stop, it's like they couldn't find a way to get it. And that's something Alabama has that Tennessee doesn't. I think Tennessee hangs around. I think they make this a complete game. My heart says yes, Tennessee will win. Head just says no. It just says no. Alabama's going to be the better team. But upsets do happen. Upsets do happen. All right. Let's see. Week 8. Nothing really going on. Week 9. There's a few games out there, but nothing that's really going to stand out to me. Week 10. Tennessee, baby. As always, you guys are defending national champions. We got to travel to Athens. It's going to be a tough game. Just like Alabama. Georgia's a really, really good team. Very, very complete team. And deep, dude. Let me tell you. This is what happened to us last year, man. It's the depth. They're so deep. 3rd and 4th strings that can play like 2nd and 1st strings. It's crazy. I know. The recruiting speaks for itself. If you can recruit that well and you can bring in these guys like Kirby Smart has in the past few years, you're going to have a complete team. And you're going to be deep like Georgia is. But I think Tennessee can come into this game with some momentum. I think that they'll have some momentum in this game. Yes, they do have to come into 92,746 people. But let's look back at that Alabama game last year with Tennessee. They went into Bryant-Denny, with a lot of screaming fans, and they hung around. I feel like they'll hang around against Georgia. But like I said, I just think depth just gets in the way, and it just overrides Tennessee, and I think they'll lose, in the 4th quarter, second half kind of thing. They kind of just flake out of it just because of how deep Georgia is. But yeah, I hate to say it, but it is what it is. But like I said before, upsets do happen. All right, let's see. Also in Week 10, I like to look at Baylor and Oklahoma. This is a game that could decide who's going to go in and play for the Big 12 championship kind of thing. This could, determine your Big 12 champion. This is kind of that mentality game. So this is a game that you might want to, look into, especially if you're Big 12 kind of guy. It's a game that could determine the way this races out, for the remainder of the season. This happens late in the season, so if you fall here, you ain't got enough time to make it back up. You just don't. So this is a big game for both of these teams. And both of them are very, very good, very, very talented. Oklahoma, we'll say this, had lost a coach. Brought in Venables from Clemson, so he's a good guy. He wasn't. I don't think he's Lincoln Riley. Took off to USC, but maybe he can do something. You also lost a quarterback. You lost Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler went to the SEC. Good luck there, bud. I don't know how it's going to work out for you out there, but maybe you can make something happen. You better get them legs to working is all I can say, because you're going to need it there, bud. They're going to be after you. I'm going to tell you. I know from watching these guys right back here, this is serious. But yeah, you lost a quarterback, lost your coach, brought in a new coach. You have Dylan Gabriel, that quarterback. That's a pretty talented guy, So you have the talent. You have the talent to beat Baylor. Baylor was Big 12 champions last year. You have the talent to beat them. Don't let it get in your head. Just go out there and play football. So I feel they'll do that, but I don't know. I'm kind of stuck in between this one. I'll let you guys know in week 10 when I come out with the picks. I can't give you a pick right now. I just can't. I gotta let some of this season play out, and we'll see. If you guys got a comment about this game, let me know. Drop it in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's see what you got, what you're thinking. I'm kind of stuck right here. This is a game that I can't pick right now.
You put me on the spot earlier. You asked me who's going to be the national championship top 4. Who you got?
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Hold that thought.
All right.
Hold that thought.
All right.
We'll hold that thought. We'll come back to that in just a second. Yeah, if you guys are wondering, who's talking to me, I got some fans in here that watch this podcast. And that's my dad.
A big supporter.
He's a big supporter of the channel, so y'all be sure to do the same. That same thing he's doing for me. Help me out, help me get out there. Like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, that's who's talking to me back there. So week 11, nothing really catching my eye there. Week 12, nothing really there. Week 13, last week of the season, I got a couple games. 2 big rivalries, going on. I got Auburn at Alabama. I feel like no matter who Auburn has, no matter what they got going on, I feel like this is a game they always find a way to get in and play their hearts out. This is that one game. And I'll even bring you back to last season. Kid was out there limping around at quarterback, and they were still fighting against Alabama. Somehow, some way, they still fight. And this is crazy. And another guy, to look at is what Auburn has is Tank Bigsby. This running back he's legit, dude. He's an animal, and I feel like he's gonna have his fair share in this game. So I'm not saying they're going to beat Alabama, but I feel like they're going to be in this game just like they've been in the past. That they're going to be there and they're going to be ready to play. So, everybody loves watching the Iron Bowl. So this is going to be a good game. I'm pretty sure. Also in week 13, I looked at the Michigan-Ohio State game. This is a game that I felt Ohio State let go last year. I feel like this is a game they shouldn't have lost. I feel like Ohio State was the better team last year. And this is what I'm going to say about this game. This is why I picked this game. Ohio State will come out for revenge in this game. They are going to beat down Michigan. They are going to they're going to make Michigan wish they never won this game last season. That's where I'm at with this game. But Ohio State has to stay healthy. If Ohio State stays healthy, they will beat down Michigan. They will beat them down. Especially, you got Michigan at home. You're at home in front of your crowd. You're going to have all those people behind you. Michigan better watch out. You know, if you want a shot in this game, you better swing for the fences from the first snap of the game. Because if you do not, Ohio State will steamroll you in this game. They basically lost a college football playoff bid last year because of this game. This game took them out of that question. They lost this game, and guess who got in? Michigan got in because of this game. So, Michigan, you better be ready, is all I can tell you. Because they're pissed off. They are. That is the top games that I have for this year that I really want to look forward to. If there's also some games that you guys want to see that I didn't mention, that I missed, please sure to drop it in the comments. When I see it, I'll be sure to, look into it and try and make a video about it, and see what I think. I'm gonna keep digging up everything I can find for you guys. So be sure to keep helping me out, dig up some stuff, because that's what we do here at Diggin Sports. We dig it up, dude. I'll go back to my dad's question right back here. My top 4. Right now, at this state, my state of mind, my top 4, I got Alabama number 1. I got Georgia at 2. I got Ohio State at 3. And number 4, a lot of teams I feel could play for this spot. But right now, I think I got to go with Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma finds a way this year to sneak into it. As of right now, things could change. A lot of things can happen. It's early. The season hasn't started yet. But as of right now, that would be my top 4. I'd go at Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, and Oklahoma would be the top 4 that I do have. We're going to keep digging. So stick with me. Y'all be sure to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Make sure you turn your notifications on, because this is going to be a regular thing. We're going to keep coming at you, keep digging up some sports for you. Not only football, turning into basketball season. I'll turn into some basketball. I'll read up on some golf for you guys. I'll even do some baseball. So you guys stick with me. I'm going to do a lot for you, especially, the college basketball, the NCAA tournaments. I'll be here for that. And anything that you guys want to see. If there's something out there that you guys want to see, that you want to see me talk about, get my input, be sure to drop it in the comments. Let me know. I'll be around, and I'll be sure to dig it up for you. So let me know what you got, and I'll be here to do it. Thank you, guys. Anything you can do is greatly appreciated. As I do go along in my journey, I will be opening up some merchandise and stuff like that as I go along. So yeah, you guys be sure to like, subscribe, share it, whatever you got to do to help me out. It will be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much, and thank you for tuning in. As always, keep digging.